What's up, everybody? My name is Lurk the Relic, and today I will be reviewing my first Masterpiece style figure. Now, when I say first Masterpiece style figure, I mean the first one I'm reviewing. This was not the first Masterpiece style figure I ever bought. If it was, I would never have bought another one. This one is... we'll get into it. But it's a third-party representation of Starscream, which just means it's not official and copyright laws be damned. But Starscream was second in command to the Decepticons pretty much, but he was always trying to kill Megatron, the leader, and he's a bitch. Now, this is technically a remaster of the original figure, just with a new head. So the only reason I actually got it was because I had seen so many reviews of the original and how amazing it was, and I was looking for a third-party or official Masterpiece Starscream, so I went ahead and got this guy. And boy was I disappointed. Before we get too in detail about the figure, let's go ahead and talk about accessories. So first off, he comes with the little... these will go on his null rays and robot mode to make the guns instead of the missile tips that are there right now. And so when they're not in use, I like to take out the flight stand, which is included, and there's holes here, here, and here on both sides. So I like to just plug one in on each side like that. And while talking about this, you can, there are two holes, one there and one there, and two tabs, one there, and then this will hook under the nose cone. And you can go ahead and tab it in, but do not. The connection is too tight. It is not worth it. It rests just fine as is. So don't even think about using the tabs. The flight stand it has a ratchet joint right there and another one right there, so you can get it in plenty of poses. But it also, another accessory is an alternate head. This is actually the one that it came out of the box with, but as you can see, the forehead is half the size of his head, so it looks like shit. And other than the face on that head and the one that's on his body right now, there are 3 more faces, which I'll get into in robot mode, and 2 effects parts, which are also for robot mode, but when you're not using them, you can take the stand and plop them in. And then if you can also take the faces and plop them in there, and there. Going ahead and taking a look at just the jet mode, it's got some nice detail, a nice gold cockpit, some panel lining on the top, nice details on the wing flaps, or the tail fins. Bottom doesn't look too great, but I don't care. Landing gear, you can fold them up, and you can see there's actually a little notch that lets you get the landing gear out, which is very much appreciated. But not really much detail to talk about, except the tail fins are a bit annoying to just if just any amount of whooshing them around and the tail fins get all out of whack. But if you're just using them for display purposes, it's probably one of the best representations of Starscream's jet mode that we've had. Moving on to size comparisons, here he is with Transformers Studio Series 86 Leader Class Coronation Starscream. Here he is with the official MP52 Thundercracker, same mold as Starscream and Skywarp. My last review, the Optimus Primal mask, and the one that I had the pleasure of watching Beast Machines with. Starting off his transformation, you'll want to go ahead and remove the missiles and flip the landing gears up. Now buckle up, be careful, Because if you aren't, you'll do what I did and split the first copy in half at the waist because it's not put together properly. Fuck this thing! Untab this part of the wing, and you can go ahead and fold it up. This part goes down, and then this, you'll just rotate 180. Oh, and you want these parts all the way down. There's a wing all done. Take this butt panel, push it up, and then you'll just get these tail fins out of the way. Open up these panels, pull them down, and then you'll want to hold on up here while you put your thumbs right up on the kneecap and just pull so it all comes down. Then split the legs. Take the leg, and you'll want the knee to line up with this black panel, so just do your best to get everything out of the way so it lines up like that. Go ahead and push this piece up, fold the blue tail fin in, take this tab, pull it out, and you can tab it in together like that. Now that's one option, and then you fold this tail fin in, or you can leave that tab down and stuff this in there, but I prefer it like this. Next, you'll want to take this part, pivot, and then, oh, there we go. There's a double ratchet in there. You also want to do that, and you'll want to try to get the foot as flat as you can. If you don't get it perfect right now, that's okay. We can finish it up later. Take his crotch, push it down. Then you'll want to open these panels up so you can pull the arms out and slide them up like that. Take the forearm, pull it down. Then you'll just want to open up the fingies, pull down, and rotate to the side. And then just get his finger out like that. Take these red pieces, unfold them. They're on a double hinge. You'll want to be like that. And then you can take this piece, fold it out, and fold that piece so it's like that, and leave it like that for now. Take the nose cone, bend it down, and open up these side panels so you can take it, split it, just there you go. You want it all exploded and such, so you can rotate it 180 degrees like that. Now I'll do my best to keep this bit on camera. You'll want to open the cockpit, both sides, take his head, pull it out. Then this part you'll want to tuck up like that so you can take this piece. It's a bit hard to get in there, but you gotta pull it out. Then this part of the cockpit you'll fold down, tuck it up, so if you remember, this piece will fold in and tuck together like that. Next you'll want to rotate this piece around so that way you can collapse all that together, and all of this will just come to the back. You piece of fucking shit! Go ahead and get the skirt pieces out of the way so you can plug these abdomen bits into the side of the cockpit. Sometimes they don't want to do it because this figure is absolutely wonderful. Nothing could ever be wrong with it. Get in. Okay, once you have all that in place, this side still won't go, but I don't care. Take the intake pieces, fold them down like that, collapse the waist, and you should make sure it's all collapsed, good to go. And yay, we're done almost. Last thing you'll want to do is you'll want to take this missile tip and you'll just pull it off. Then you take this part, put it on, and then tab right there, peg, So you can just plug them on. The robot mode this makes, it's okay, I guess. Like, nothing incredible. If we look at the knees are so weak. If we look at the face, it looks okay, but it feels bootleggy. And here's a picture of all the different faces. Starscream can still use the flight stand from earlier, and if we take the effects parts, you take the little circle part. I'm sorry that my camera... There we go. There's a little hole that would just go right like that. And I realize you didn't see. It'll go like that. It looks okay, but I'm not a huge fan of the effects parts, honestly. These weren't... The flight stand and the optional faces and the effects parts weren't included on the original version. So they're new additions, but I don't care about them, honestly. Looking at the details, you can see his head looks okay, and there's some details there, but everything else is pretty much the same. So posability, ball joint at the head, he can't look up, but he can look down. Arms can go out that far. Full 360 on them. Bicep rotation. Double bend that allows them to go that far. Wrist swivel. Thumb is on a ball joint right there, and a hinge there, and then each finger is on a ball joint. It's on a ball joint at the base, and then 2 hinges. Why? And ab crunch. Shit. And a waist swivel, which for a Starscream figure, that's pretty good. Legs can go back that far, forward that far, and out that far. A double bend at the knee, along with a slight ankle tilt, and then the ratchets for the ankle. Some pretty decent posability. Can let you get him into some... In theory, he should be able to get into a lot of nice poses, but in reality, his knees are so weak that you can't really do much of anything except stand him up. For size comparisons, here he is with Coronation Starscream, Masterpiece Thundercracker, last week's review, the Optimus Primal mask, and my one and only friend. Overall, the figure, it's not awful. A combination of loose joints and me being afraid that every time I transform it, there's a risk of me breaking it again, just leads me to not have fun with this figure. If it wasn't for the fears of me breaking it, I would probably fucking love this thing. Aesthetics are nice, head is a bit wonky, but otherwise he's a great interpretation of G1 Starscream. So it really is a shame. That's it for this video. See you next week.